Could you also elaborate on how corporatization will be positively helpful in the future? Because for a very long time, this has been one of the most debated topics, not just in the parliament, but in the common public sphere as well.
The whole idea of the corporatization is not new. We know from the NDA one as well. We had a ministry itself for disinvestment, so which is a known factor with regard to whenever the NDA is in power. They would want more discipline, they would want more productivity, and they think this can happen through the corporatization. Corporatization is not a criminal terminology for that matter. Corporatization is also not awfully wrong, because every person who works in the ordnance factory, let's imagine a quite serious senior person. If his son or daughter is working in a corporate company, let's say being an engineer or anything like that, I don't think they will ever demand that you are into a corporatized system and you're earning the salary or anything of that sort. It's about efficiency. The children work from morning 9 o'clock to night 9 o'clock or night 12 o'clock at times. Nobody has an issue with that one. They work overnight. Nobody has an issue with that one. So corporatization is not a pariah terminology, and one need not see that as some sort of a criminal activity. That's the first and foremost submission. Second part is the corporatization part. As I mentioned to you, these 41 ordnance factories that are under the Ministry of Defense directly come under the Department of Defense production of the subsection within the Ministry of Defense. Now, what has happened is the government has 7 corporatized companies already. Now they would want to bring these 41 under the the 7 corporate institutions that the government owns. These are public undertakings, which they have experimented and they have been able to deliver to a large extent. They think that it brings some amount of discipline. Second, there will be an amount of accountability. Third, from the perspective of Atmanirbharta, these people play a very, very crucial role. If we don't do that one, it's going to be a problematic scenario. We have also seen this happening in DRDO, where new labs have been constructed in which younger CEOs have been asked to take over, and then their performance has been assessed. In the same manner, in every important ministry, they're trying to bring in some institutions under. Now, then what is the problem? What is the perspective from the 70,000 employees who are associated with these 41 ordnance factories? One, they think that corporatization essentially leads to some sort of hampering of their own individual rights, because if you have got used to being a union leader, or you've been a secretary, you have been a treasurer and all this, you have been holding these positions. These also are political positions, in the sense these are politically powerful. You can reach up to places. You can also have, or let's say, show some amount of political prowess. That's the first part. Second part is also, this is partially true, in which they think that their end of service, that means, let's say, when they are completing their service, their benefits and other things might be hampered, and that might be a problem. But this was cleared. I remember very clearly Rajnath Singh, when he spoke about, on the 16th of June, he said that there is a cabinet note that has been put, and the cabinet note very clearly said that no interest of the employee should be destroyed. So they have said that there will not be any change in the service conditions. Then where is the problem, right? There's no question of the problem itself. I think the opposition is trying to politicize it, and they're trying to just play with this one because they want as many issues as possible to rake up and then destroy the session itself, which is not fair. But from employees' perspective, I don't think anything else. If they are just asking you to work a little more, and the nomenclature, that's what they're also fearing. The nomenclature of that I'm working with the Ministry of Defense might be lost, and it might just come under somebody else. All of us, if every day, because in this country, the ideology is very simple. You abuse the government as much as you possible, but at the end of the day, everyone wants a government job. You know, I want to be a professor in a central university. I want to be employed by the central government in something else. Everybody wants to be a government employee from the benefit perspective. So government is saying there are no changes in the service conditions. They're not going to be major issues or anything of that sort, just a rejig, and you're going to come under certain companies, for which these opposition have come in. Probably there are people who might have been suggesting them, saying that slowly and steadily, this is how the government is going to deal with all of you, and all these things might have been spoken, due to which they might be worried about. Second is also when you are directly just a government employee, there are many other benefits. As I told you, you can go on strike, you can go on hartals, you can threaten the government, you can threaten your seniors, you can do a lot of things which will be cut short. Now, once the corporatization comes in, there will be very clear idea of, because the government is watching you. Government is saying there is no difference in service condition. But there will also be an issue where they will take some of these actions that are not acceptable under the strict conditions, and they may warn them, they may bring in certain other things which might actually put these people into trouble. That's their fear.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.